Hello friends, I am making this video to discuss session 4 of the chapter permutation and combination. So before discussing the theory part of this session, I will do some problems from the last session which I gave as an exercise. So some problems out of those in that exercise I will discuss, then we will move to the theory part. And today we will discuss some very important topics from the chapter permutation and combination, and we'll finish the theory part today, and next sessions we'll start the previous year IIT JEE papers, problems from that papers. So we'll start with the problems from last session. First question I have written on blackboard. This is 20C n plus 2 is equal to NC 16. Equation is given, left hand side is equal to right hand side. It is in terms of combination. We know what is NCR, it is 20 factorial. It is n factorial divided by r factorial into n minus r factorial. So in this case it will become 20 factorial divided by n plus 2 factorial into 20 minus n plus 2, which is 18 minus n factorial, is equal to, right hand side is n factorial divided by 16 factorial into n minus 16 factorial. Now we have to see whether we are able to cancel something or not. Clearly here we have 20 factorial, we have n factorial, we cannot cancel anything. In the denominator we have n plus 2 factorial, here n minus 16, here 18 minus n. So we are not in a position to cancel anything and solve this equation. It is an equation in terms of factorials and it is not possible to solve it like this. Then what we will do, we will apply some concept. What is that concept? We know that in NCR, what does it mean, NCR? NCR means number of ways in which we can select r objects out of n different objects. That means from this we can infer that r is always less than or equal to n, because we are selecting r objects out of available n different objects. So r must always be less than or equal to n. Also these both n and r should belong to some integers, because they are some number of objects, 5 objects, 10 objects, 15 objects, they are some integers. They can be 0 also, so they are some positive non-negative integers which are greater than or equal to 0. They are some integers which is greater than or equal to 0. Now look at this 20C n plus 2. In this case this is n and this is r. That means n plus 2 should be less than or equal to 20. That means n should be less than or equal to 18. This is first thing we know. Look at right hand side is NC 16. NC 16 is n must be greater than or equal to 16, which is r. This is second thing we know from right hand side. That means n is less than or equal to 18 and it is greater than or equal to 16. That means n can be 16, it can be 17 or it can be 18. There are three possibilities. Now we'll put these values in the given equation and we'll check whether any one of these satisfy the given equation or not. Put n equal to 16. N equal to 16 will make left hand side as 20C 18 and right hand side will become 16C 16. So right hand side is 1, but this is not 1. So it is not the answer. Then next is we'll check whether n is 17 or not. Put n equal to 17, left hand side will become 20C 19, which is 20. Right hand side will become 17C 16, which is 17. So that is also not the answer, because in this case left hand side is not equal to right hand side. Now we'll check with 18. Put n equal to 18, left hand side will become 20C 20, which is 1. Right hand side will become 18C 16, which is not 1. So it is also not the answer. That means there is no n which satisfies the given equation. So answer is none of these. There is no solution. We cannot have a solution. We cannot have a value of n which satisfies this equation. So answer is none of these. So it was very easy problem. Just we have to put the formula and we have to solve. But since we are not able to solve by putting the formula, we have to look for other ways. What are those other ways? We know that in NCR, n is always greater than or equal to r, and n and r both are integers, non-negative integers. So that will restrict the number of possible feasible values of n, and then we can substitute the values and we can check whether it satisfies the given equation or not. Now next problem we will do, it was question number 7 in that exercise. This problem says that 2nc2 is 2. nc2 is equal to 9 is to 2. Then we have to find what is NCR is 10. It is given NCR is 10. And we have to find what is R. We have to find what is R. Again, it is a equation which is given in terms of combinations. NCR divided by another NCR is equal to 9 is to 2. So we can straight away put the formula for NCR. We can simplify and we can solve. What is left hand side? 2n factorial divided by r factorial into 2n minus 2 factorial divided by this is to this, that means this divided by this, which is n factorial divided by 2 factorial into n minus 2 factorial. Right hand side is 9 divided by 2. Now what we can do, this 2n minus 2 factorial will be cancelled with this, will be left with 2n into 2n minus 1. Similarly, n minus 2 factorial will be cancelled with this, will be left with n into n minus 1. 2 factorial will be cancelled. Then we can cross multiply, we can take 2 here and we can take this to the right hand side. What we will have? 4n into 2n minus 1 is equal to 9n into n minus 1. So it is a quadratic equation in n. We can simplify and we can get the answer. So let us do. It is 8n square and here we have 9n square. So it is minus n square. Then minus 4n. Here we have plus 9n, which is plus 5n, which is equal to 0. Take n common. We will have 5 minus n is equal to 0. That means either n is 0 or n is equal to 5. But check whether n can be 0 or not. No, n cannot be 0. N cannot be 0 because it is not possible to select 2 objects out of 0 objects. It is also not possible to select 2 objects out of 2 into 0 objects. So n is always greater than or equal to 2. That means feasible answer is n is equal to 5. So answer is n is equal to 5. But we have to find what is R. N is 5. So 5C R is 10. Then what is R? There are 2 possibilities for R. R can be either 2 or 3. So there are 2 answers. Because 5C2 is also 10, 5C3 is also 10. So answer is either 2 or 3. Why 5C3 is equal to 5C2? Because NCR is equal to NCn minus R. Number of ways in which we can select R objects out of n objects is equal to the number of ways in which we can select n minus R objects out of available n objects and different objects. So answer is R is either equal to 2 or 3. Both are the answers. Then we will do question number 15 in that exercise. This problem is, in an examination, there are 3 multiple choice questions and each question has 4 choices. Number of ways in which a student can fail to get all answers correct. Okay. There are 3 problems. Let us say question number 1, question number 2 and question number 3. And it is a multiple choice problem where each question has 4 choices. Choice A, choice B, choice C, choice D. And single correct answer type problem. That means either A option is correct, B is correct, C is correct or D is correct. Similarly for 2. Similarly for third problem. So we have to find in how many ways a student can fail to get the all answers right. So what is the number of way in which he can get all the answers right? It is only one way. In only one way all answers can be right. That is choose correct out of this, choose correct out of this, choose correct out of this. There is only one way in which we can get all the options right, all the problems right. And what are the total number of ways in which we can answer the problem? With question number 1, we have 4 choices. Either take A, B, C or D. And so multiply. With question number 2 also we have 4 choices. That is take A, B, C or D. And with question number 3 also we have 4 choices. So total choices available are 64. But out of these 64, 1 is the choice in which all are correct. So this minus 1, that is 63 is the number of ways in which at least one is wrong or not all are correct. 63 are the choices in which not all are correct, in which he fails to get all the answers correct. So answer is 63. Total available choices are 64 minus 1. Minus 1 that case where everything is right. So choices in which everything is not right is 63. Now we'll do next problem, which is question number 16 in that exercise. It is given that in an election the number of candidates is one greater than the persons to be elected. If a voter can vote in 254 ways, the number of candidates is dash. Okay. There are some few number of candidates. Let us say there are n candidates in a particular election. There are n candidates in a particular election, and we have to select n minus 1 candidates. We have to select n minus 1 candidates out of these n candidates. We have to select n minus 1. In this type of election, what happens is, usually when we go to vote in our national elections or state elections, what happens is we have to cast only one vote, because we have to select only one person. For MLA, MP, or some in village panchayat elections, we have to select only one leader. So we have to cast only one vote. But in this case, usually it happens in case of union elections. What happens is, we have to select a group of candidates. We have to select 5 candidates. We have to select a team. So in that case, what happens is, if we have to select a team of 5, we have the choice of casting 5 votes. We can cast up to 5 votes. That first member we want this, second member we want this, third member we want this. So how many number of candidates are to be selected, that is equal to the number of votes we can cast, we can give. So in this particular election, it is given that there are n candidates in that election, and we have to select n minus 1 candidates. That means each individual can give n minus 1 votes. Now what will happen when, let us say, I am going to vote. What will happen? I will have n choices. Or I can say that there are n candidates. Candidate number 1, candidate number 2, candidate number 3, and it is nth candidate. How many votes I have to put? N minus 1. First, I will look at the name of candidate number 1. Then I will think, I will have 2 choices, whether cast vote for him or leave him. I will have 2 choices for candidate number 1. Then I will move to the second candidate. Again, I will have 2 choices, whether put vote for him or abstain, don't put vote for him. Third candidate also I will have 2 choices. So with every candidate I will have 2 choices. So total choices available with me are 2 power n. But from these total choices, I have to subtract the case where I am putting the vote for every candidate, because I cannot put n votes. I have to put n minus 1 votes. So maximum I can put n minus 1 votes. So at least one candidate I have to leave. So that particular case, one case where I am putting vote for every candidate, that I have to subtract. And also one more thing I have to subtract, that is I am leaving everything. I have not put my vote for any candidate. That also I have to avoid, because in this problem it is given you have to cast your vote. You can cast your vote in 254 ways. It is given in the problem. That person can cast the vote in 254 ways. So minus 1 for that case where he is casting vote for every candidate, because it is not possible. Maximum he can put n minus 1 votes. Minus that case where he is not putting any vote. So this minus this is equal to the number of ways in which he can cast the vote, which is given as 254. So what will happen? 2 and 2 power n will become 256. Now what is n? Clearly we can see n is equal to 8, because 2 power 8 is 256. So there are n candidates in that particular election, and we have to select 7. So answer is 8. Number of candidates are 8. So that is the difference between this election and normal elections. That is, the number of votes we can cast will depend on the number of candidates which are to be elected, right? So answer was 8. There were 8 candidates in that election. Now we'll do next problem, which was question number 17 in that exercise. This number 17. The number of groups that can be made from 5 different green balls. 5 different green balls. 4 different blue balls. There are 4 different blue balls. 4 and 3 different red balls. We have to select at least one green and one blue. One green and one blue at least we have to select. Then problem is the number of groups that can be made from, okay, the number of groups that can be made. The number of groups that can be made. What will happen is, there are 5 different green balls. With first green ball, we have 2 choices, either select it or leave it. With second green ball, we have 2 choices. So total choices for green balls is 2 power 5. With every green ball, we have 2 choices. So 2 into 2 into 2, 5 times. Total choices are 2 power 5. But minus 1. Why minus 1? Because one case you have to subtract where we are not selecting any green ball, because you have to select at least one green ball. So these are the number of ways in which you can select at least one or more than one green balls. 2 power 5 minus 1. And with blue we have how many choices? 2 power 4 minus 1, because minus 1 means one case you have to subtract where we are leaving every blue ball. So that one case we have to subtract. And red balls are 3. So how many choices we will have? 2 power 3. So total choices available with us are 31 into 15 into 8. So this is the answer, right? This is the answer for this problem. 3720. 3720. It is the number of ways in which we can group the balls, because with every ball we have 2 choices, whether take it or leave it. If we have to select at least one, that one case we have to subtract where we are leaving everything. So 2 power 5 where 5 are green balls minus 1. 2 power 4 where 4 are blue balls minus 1. 2 power 3 with red there is no condition, so only 2 power 3. So these are the number of groups in which we can distribute the green balls. Now we'll do next problem. Question number 18. This problem says that a person is permitted to select at least one and at most n coins from a collection of 2n plus 1 distinct coins. If the total number of ways in which he can select coins is 255, then what is n? There are 2n plus 1 coins. A person can select either 1 or he can select 2 or maximum he can select n. Maximum he can select n. Then total number of ways is given as 255. 255. Then we have to find what is n. Right. So number of ways in which you can select 1 is nc1, 2n plus 1 c1, or he can select 2, or he can select maximum n. This total is 255. So what we'll do, we'll add 2n plus 1 c0 on the left hand side, which is what? 0. nc0 is 0. Here also we'll add 1, it will become 256. Now left hand side is, already we have seen in the session 1 and session 2 we studied this, that is, this is equal to 2 power 2n. 2 power 2n plus 2 divided by 2, which is 2 power 2n plus 1, 2 power 2n plus 1 divided by 2, because half of the terms you are taking. NCR is equal to NCN minus R. Total sum is, if it is up to 2n plus 1, total sum would have become 2 power 2n plus 1 divided by 2. So 2 power 2n will become equal to 256. So n will become equal to 4. Because 2n is 8. If 2n is 8, then n will become 4. So n is 4. This problem we have seen in the chapter binomial theorem also. So it is very easy problem. Property of coefficients NCR, where sum of all the coefficients is 2 power n. Here n is 2n plus 1. So 2 power 2n plus 1, but we are taking half terms. So 2n plus 1 by 2, which is 2 power 2n, which is given as 256. So n is equal to 4. Now we'll do the problems from the next exercise, which I gave in the last session. We'll do question number 1 first. from that exercise. This question number 1 is, there are 3 oranges, 5 apples and 6 mangoes. There are 3 oranges, 6 apples and 5 mangoes. Sorry, 5 apples and 6 mangoes. There are 5 apples and 6 mangoes. In a fruit basket, all fruits same kind are identical. Okay, all the fruits which are of same kind are identical. All oranges are identical, all apples are identical, all mangoes are identical. Then number of ways in which a fruit can be selected from the basket is dash. Okay, what will happen is, there are 3 oranges. Then when things are identical, we cannot select with NCR, because NCR is a method to select R objects out of n different objects. But in the given problem, all the objects of same kind are identical. Then what will happen? In how many ways we can select oranges? Either don't select orange, or select 1 orange, select 2 orange, or select 3 orange. So number of choices we have with oranges is 4. And number of choices with apples is 6. Either select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or leave it. 6 choices. And number of ways in which we can select mangoes is 7. Out of these total choices, you have to subtract 1 where we are leaving everything, because you have to select the fruit. Number of ways in which we can select the fruit. So one case you have to subtract where we are leaving every fruit. So answer is 28 into 6, which is 168, minus 1, which is 167. So answer is 167. So this is the difference between the problems when things are identical and things are not identical. When things are identical, we cannot make the selection. We can only decide the quantity. That select 1, it is one choice. Select 2, it is another choice. Select 3, it is another choice. But which 3, which 2, which 1, that is not an option, because all are identical. So here we are not doing 2 power 3. So that is the difference between the problems where things are identical and things are distinct. Now we'll do next problem, question number 2. Question number 2 is, in a city, no 2 persons have identical set of teeth, and there is no person without a tooth. In a city, no 2 persons have identical teeth, and there is no person without a tooth. Also, no person has more than 32 teeth. Maximum teeth available with every person is 32. If we disregard the shape and size of tooth and consider only the positioning of the teeth, the maximum population of the city is dash. Okay. Look, with position, we can only decide the position. If one teeth at one position is all are same, we cannot select the shapes. It is given in the problem. So there are 32 positions. With every position we have 2 choices, whether put a teeth here or leave it. So 2 power 32. These are the total combinations, total cases we can have. With every position we have 2 choices, whether put a tooth in that position or don't put teeth in that position. So total choices are 2 power 32. But from this one case we have to subtract where we are not putting teeth at any place, because there is no person without a tooth. So answer is 2 power 32 minus 1. So that is straightforward problem. Total choices available are 2 power 32 minus 1 case where there is no teeth at any place. So that one case you have to subtract. Then we will do next problem, that is question number 8 from that exercise. The number of proper divisors of 1800 which are also divisible by 10. It is question number 8. Question number 8. The number of proper divisors of 1800 which are also divisible by 10. Divisible by 10. Okay. To find the number of divisors, first let us find out the factors of 1800. How 1800 is made? 9 into 2. How 100 is made? 2 square into 5 square. So these are the factors of 1800, which is 2 cube, 3 square into 5 square. So these are the factors of 1800. Now we have to find the factors of 1800 which are also divisible by 10. A factor will be divisible by 10 if it has at least 1 2 and 1 5, because to make a 10 we need at least 1 2 and we need at least 1 5. More than that is also okay, but we need minimum 1 2 and 1 5. So this problem is similar to selecting these factors in such a way that we are selecting minimum 1 5 and minimum 1 2. Others we are free to select. Then with 2 we have how many choices? Either select 1 2 or 2 2s or 3 2s. So choices are 3. With 3 we have how many choices? 3 choices. Leave 3, that don't select 3, 1 choice, take 1 3, take both 3. So 3 choices. With 5 also we have 2 choices, take 1 5 or take 2 5. Leave 5 is not an option because we have to select at least 1 5. So total choices available are 9 into 2, 18. So there are 18 factors of this 1800 which are also divisible by 10. So 18 is the answer. Then we'll do the next problem. The total number of divisors of 480 that are of the form 4n plus 2, where n is given as greater than or equal to 0. It is question number 9 in that exercise, which says that total number of divisors of 480 which are of the form 4n plus 2, where n is given as greater than or equal to 0. To find the divisors which are of the form 4n plus 2, first let us find all the divisors, then we'll select those divisors which are of the form 4n plus 2. How to find the total divisors? First we have to find the factors. What are the factors of 48? It is 8 into 6, that is 2 per 4, which is 16, into 3, into 2 into 5, because 10 is made up of 2 into 5. So these are the factors of 480, that is 2 power 5 into 3 into 5. These are the factors of 480. From these factors you have to select the factors which are of the form 4n plus 2. How to select a factor of the form 4n plus 2? A factor of the form 4n plus 2 means that factor is a even number, but that is not a multiple of 4. So we have to select the factors which are even, but they are not the multiple of 4. Then what we have to do? There are how many 2's? There are 5 2's. If we are not selecting 2, out of the remaining we cannot get the even number. We want even divisors, but that should not be multiple of 4. That means we have to select only 1 2. If we are selecting 2 2's, we'll get multiple of 4. If we are not selecting 2, we'll get odd number. So there with 2 we have only one choice, we have to select 1 2. So we have one choice with 2. With 3 we have 2 choices, with 5 we have 2 choices. So total choices are 4. There are 4 factors which of the form 4n plus 2 of the number 480. So answer is 4. Now next we will do question number 10. The number of divisors of a number is given in terms of factors. Question number 10 in that exercise, which I have uploaded in the last session, session 3. This problem is question number 10. It says that n is equal to 2 power 5 into 3 power 4 into 5 power 10 into 7 power 6 that are of the form 4n plus 2. We have to find the factors which are of the form 4n plus 2, but here n is given as greater than or equal to 1. It is not 0. That means minimum n starts with 1. That means minimum factor starts with 6. 2 we cannot take because 2 is not asked. We have to take n greater than or equal to 1. That means minimum factor we can select is 6. Here also we have to find a factor which is even, but it is not a multiple of 4. How to do? Take 1 2. With 2 we have one choice. With 3 we have 5 choices. With 5 we have 11 choices. With 7 we have 7 choices. 6 plus 1 7. So total choices available are 385. But out of these total choices, one case we will subtract where we are getting 2, because we are taking 1 2 and we are leaving everything else. So we will get 2 that we cannot take. So 384 minus 1, which is 380. 385 minus 1, which is 384. So answer is 384. 4. So like this, we can select the factors of the form 4n plus 2. 4n plus 2. Factor of the form 4n plus 2 means it is a even factor, but it is not a multiple of 4. That means we have to take 1 2. We cannot take more than 1 2. We cannot take 0 2s. With 2 we have 1 choices. With everything else we can take any choice. So we'll get the total divisors of this form 4n plus 2. Then we'll do question number 11. Question number 11 is the number of divisors of n, which is equal to 3 power 5, 5 power 7 and 7 power 9. That are of the form 4n plus 1, 4n plus 1, where n is greater than or equal to 0 is equal to dash. Okay. Now in this problem, a natural number is given in terms of factors 3 power 5 into 5 power 7 into 7 power 9. We have to find a factor of the form 4n plus 1. We have to find a factor of the form 4n plus 1, where n is greater than or equal to 0. Then what to do? Of the form 4n plus 1 means it should be a odd number. It should be a odd number. But 2n plus 1 represents all the odd numbers, but 4n plus 1 represents odd numbers which are next to the multiple of 4, like 5, 9, 1, 5, 9, 13. These kind of numbers we have to select out of the given divisors. What are the total divisors? Look, all the divisors are odd because there is no 2. All are odd. Out of those, so all are odd means they are either of the form 4n plus 1 or 4n plus 3. These two are only possibilities with odd divisors. Either it is of the form 4n plus 1 or it is of the form 4n plus 3. We have to select of the form 4n plus 1. Then what we can do, look at 3. What is 3 power 0? It is 3. It is 1. 3 power 0 is 1. What is 3 power 1? It is 3. 3 power 2 is 9. 3 power 3 is 27. 3 power 4 is 81. So what we are trying to infer is 3 power 0 is 1, which is of the form 4n plus 1. Again, this is 4n plus 3, so it has changed. Next power again it is 4n plus 1. Next power again it is 4n plus 3. Yes or no? 24 plus 3. Next power again it is 4n plus 1, 80 plus 1. So there are how many choices with 3? 3 power 5 also, which is 257. 257 or 243. 3 power 5 is 243, which is of the form 4n plus 3, 240 plus 3. So there are 3 choices with 3. Out of these, 6 choices with 3. Out of these 6 choices, 3 are 4n plus 1 and 3 are of the kind 4n plus 3. Similarly, with 5, what will happen? 5 power 0 is 1, which is 4n plus 1. 5 power 1 is 5, which is also 4n plus 1. So everything is 4n plus 1. So there are how many choices with 5? There are 8 choices with 5. All are of the kind 4n plus 1. Then 7 power 9. There are 10 choices with 9 and they are of the kind. First one is 1, which is 4n plus 1. 7 power 1 is 7, which is 4n plus 3. So here also alternate. 7 power 9 is alternate. We will have 4n plus 3, right? Total 10 choices. Now what will happen? How to get a factor of the form 4n plus 1? That we can see. When a factor of the form 4n plus 1 is multiplied with 4n plus 1, answer is 4n plus 1. We will get a resultant as 4n plus 1 because 4 4 16, 16n square plus 4n all are multiples of 4 plus 1. And when we are selecting 4n plus 3 with 4n plus 3, what will happen? 3 3s are 9. We will get a factor of the form 4n plus 1. Here also we will get the factor of the form 4n plus 1. Here also we will get the factor of the form 4n plus 1. But when we are multiplying 4n plus 3 with 4n plus 1, that is 1 from this category, 1 from this category, then we will get 4n plus 3. This we don't want. This we don't want. That means either select all the factors which are of the form 4n plus 1 or select all the factors which are of the form 4n plus 3. Don't select the factors which are one from this and one from that, because in that case we'll get the factor of the form 4n plus 3 that we don't want. We want the factor of the form 4n plus 1. So first we'll find a case for where both are of the form 4n plus 1 plus the cases where both are of the form 4n plus 3. We'll get the answer. So both are of the form 4n plus 1. 4n plus 1, how many choices are available here? 3 into. Here how many choices? 8 into. 4n plus 1 here how many choices? 5. So these are the choices where both are or all are 4n plus 1. So total choices are 120. Then second case where both are of the form 4n plus 3. Both are of the form 4n plus 3. Right? 4n plus 3. In this case what will happen? 4n plus 3, 3 choices. There 4n plus 3, 5 choices. But here what will happen? When 2 are 4n plus 3, 2 are 4n plus 3 and 1 is 4n plus 1, that is also acceptable, because 4n plus 1 will not change the order. That will only get multiplied. 1 will get multiplied with any number and that number will remain same. So what I am saying is 4n plus 3 into 4n plus 3, what we have seen here, into 4n plus 1. If 2 are 4n plus 1, 2 are 4n plus 3 and third one is 4n plus 1, then 3 into 3, 9 into 1 is 9 and 9 is 4n plus 1. So final answer is 4n plus 1, which is acceptable. So here also we can take any one out of these 4n plus 1. So this into 8, which is 15 8s are 120. So total choices are 120 plus 120, which is 240. So total answers are 240. So total factors of the form 4n plus 1 is 240. Generally what happens is in books, what you will see, in most of the cases the answer will be given as 240, but an explanation will not be given that why it is 240. And if it is explanation is given, what will be given? That total roots are, with 3 we have 6 choices, with 5 we have 8 choices, with 7 we have 10 choices. Total divisors are this. Divide by 2, that is half of these are of the form 4n plus 1, half are of the form 4n plus 3. So we'll get the answer 240. 480 by 2, 240. But we are getting the answer, but that is not always correct, because here all the choices are even. 6 choices with 3, 10 choices with 7. 5 is not in factor because 5 is 4n plus 1. So hence it is matching. Otherwise you have to solve like this. Or if it is even, directly we can write total choices divided by 2, which will be of the form 4n plus 1. So half will be of the form 4n plus 1, half will be of the form 4n plus 3 if the powers are odd and number of choices are even, because number of choices are even plus 1. Now we'll do next problem, that is question number 13. Question number 13. Now the problems are from the topic division in groups that we studied in the last session. Division in groups. Today also we'll discuss that topic division in groups, but the difference will be that in the last session we knew what was the group size, we knew that, but in today's session what we will discuss, we will not know the group size of the group. Still we will find out the number of cases where any group size is allowed. So what are the total choices that we will discuss today? But for this problem, group size is given, and these type of problems already we have discussed in the last session. This problem is number of ways in which 12 different things can be distributed in 3 groups of equal size. It is question number 13. It is given that 12 different things can be distributed in 3 groups of equal size. 3 groups of equal size. That already we have seen the formula, total number of things 12 factorial divided by size of the groups 3 factorial into size of the group will be 4. 3 groups means 4 plus 4 plus 4. So size of the group 4 factorial into 4 factorial into 4 factorial, that is 4 factorial cube. But the size of 3 groups is same, so divided by 3 factorial. So this is the total number of ways in which we can distribute 12 different things in 3 different groups. Because size is same, so 3 groups we are dividing with 3 factorial. So this is the answer. Now we'll do question number 14. Number of ways in which 12 things can be distributed in 5 sets of 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. Okay. What question number 14 is saying that we have to distribute 12 different things in the groups of 2, 2, 2, 3, 3 in 5 groups, 3 groups containing 2 each and 2 groups containing 3 each. Then how we can distribute? In this case, what will happen? Total choices are 12 factorial divided by size of the group 2 factorial. How many times? 2 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial. So 2 factorial cube. Then size of the group 3 factorial. So 3 factorial into 3 factorial, which is 3 factorial square. Now the size of 3 groups is same. So divided by 3 factorial. The size of 2 groups is same. So divided by 2 factorial. So this is the answer in which we can distribute 12 different things in 5 groups, 3 groups containing 2 each and 2 groups containing 3 each. So it was question number 14. Now we'll do question number 15. Question number 15 is number of ways in which 12 different things can be divided among 5 persons so that they can get 2, 2, 2, 3 and 3 things respectively. So it is question number 15 is same problem, but instead of division in groups in this manner, they are saying that 12 different things in the manner 2, 2, 2 and 3, 3 in 5 groups are to be distributed to 5 persons. Then what will happen? First divide in groups, then you have divided in groups, then any person can go to any group. So they can arrange in 5 factorial ways. So total ways are now this into 5 factorial, because already this is the number of ways in which we can divide in groups. After dividing in groups, we'll call 5 persons. First we'll arrange any one person in front of any group. Then they can interchange their positions, that 5 persons can arrange in 5 factorial ways. They can go to any group. So total number of arrangements are this into 5 factorial. So all the 3 cases we have seen. Now next problem is also an interesting problem. In this problem there is some misprint also in the solution. So in the answer given, there is none of the options matches the correct answer. So I will tell you the correct answer. This problem is question number 16. This problem says that the total number of ways in which 2n persons can be divided in n couples is. So what they are asking is, there are 2n individuals and we have to make n couples. 2n individuals, we have to make n couples. N couples means we have to divide in n groups, each group containing 2 persons. So what will happen? Already we know what is the number of ways in which we can divide in groups. 2n factorial divided by the size of the group, which is 2 factorial. Size of every group is 2 factorial. But there are how many groups? N groups. So 2 factorial power n. 2 factorial into 2 factorial into 2 factorial n times. So it is 2 factorial power n. Then the size of n groups is same. So divided by n factorial. The size of n groups is same. So divided by n factorial. So this is the answer. So answer is C in that option, but in the book 2n factorial is given, which is wrong. In that exercise 2n factorial was given, which is wrong. It is only 2 factorial power n. So this is the answer, 2n factorial divided by n factorial into 2 factorial power n. So this is the correct answer. Now we will do next problem, that is question number 17. This problem says that n different toys have to be distributed among n children. Okay. total number of ways in which these toys can be distributed so that exactly one child gets no toy. Okay, another very interesting problem. There are n toys and there are n children. N toys and n children, and we have to distribute these n toys in these n children in such a way that one child do not get any toy. If one child do not get any toy, exactly one child, not more than one, not less than one, exactly one child do not get a toy, then how we have to distribute? To every child give 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. In the last two remaining children, leave 1 and give the balance 2 toys to the remaining one. That is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 plus 2. So 1 we will get 0. Last child will get 0. So this problem is similar to dividing n objects in n-1 groups such that n-2 groups are of size 1, one group is of size 2. Then what are the choice? N factorial divided by 1 factorial into 1 factorial into 1 factorial. So 1 factorial power n-2 into 2 factorial into n-2 factorial, because size of n-2 groups is same. So n-2 factorial. And what we have to do, this is division into groups, n factorial, this 2 factorial and minus 2 factorial. But which child to leave, which child we do not want to select, that we can select in NC1 ways. Out of available n children, select one child that we do not want to give any toy. So NC1. In NC1 ways, select that child, and then this is the number of ways in which we can divide in groups. How? Total n things, n factorial divided by size of the group. One size group, there are how many groups? n-2 groups. So 1 factorial power n-2. There is one group of size 2. So divided by 2 factorial. The size of n-2 groups is same, that is 1. So divided by n-2 factorial. So this is the answer. So we can simplify this. This will become what? n-2. Okay. It will become n into nc2, because n factorial by 2 factorial into n-2 factorial will become nc2 into n. nc1 is n. So n into nc2 is the answer. This is the answer, but this part we have written as nc2 because this is the formula for nc2, n factorial divided by n-2 factorial into 2 factorial. So n into nc2 is the answer. Now we'll do the last problem from that exercise, which is question number 18. This problem is, in how many ways can 8 different books be distributed among 3 students if each receives at least 2 books? Okay, 4 options are given. It is question number 18, which is the last problem from that exercise. Then we'll discuss the remaining balance theory part. Very important topics we'll discuss today. Then this chapter will be completed, and then we will move to the problems from last year IIT JEE papers. So last problem I am discussing. In how many ways 8 different books, it is question number 18, 8 different books can be distributed in 3 students if each student gets at least 2 books. So what we have to do, let us say this box is student number 1, this is student number 2, this is student number 3. Each has to get at least 2. So 2, 2, balance are 4. So it is the first possibility. Or 2, 3, 3. Like this also we can distribute. Like this also we can distribute. 2, 2, 4 or 2, 3, 3. There is no other choice, because if we are giving 1 to any, that is not allowed. We have to give at least 2 to each student. So 2, 2, 4, 2, 3, 3. So 2, 3, 3 or 2, 2, 4. These are the 2 choices. So what we will do, first we will find a number of ways. It is choice number 1. It is choice number 2. So this or this plus this. First we will find the number of ways in which this division can be done. That is, first we will find the ways in which these books can be distributed in groups. And then after distributing in groups, we will distribute it to the students. In how many ways? There are 3 students. They can arrange in 3 factorial ways. 3 students can arrange in 3 factorial ways. So after finding the number of ways in which we can divide in groups, we will multiply with 3 factorial to get the number of ways in which these books can be distributed. So in how many ways we can divide in groups of 2, 2 and 4? So already we have seen 8 factorial divided by 2 factorial square. 2 groups are of the size 2 factorial, 1 group is of the size 4 factorial, but 2 groups are having same size. So into 2 factorial into 3 factorial. Why? Because distribute. These students can distribute. Similarly for this group, what will happen? Total 8 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 3 factorial square. 3 factorial, 3 factorial. Both the groups are of the size 3 factorial, but 2 groups are having same size. Same sizes. So 2 groups have same size, so divided by 2 factorial. So into 3 factorial, students can arrange in 3 factorial ways. So this plus this is the answer. So we can simplify and we can get the answer. What will happen? It is 4 and this is 4 to the 8. So this is 7 factorial divided by 4, which is 7 into 6 into 5 into 3 into 2. 4 is cancelled. So this plus right 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 because 3 is cancelled and 2, 2, 2 is 8 is cancelled. So what is the answer? 765, 765, 30, 210 is common. What will have? 8 plus 765, 6, 14. 210 into 14. So what is this? 3240. 3240 is the answer. So no option is matching this. Somewhere we have done mistake in calculation. 14, 21 into 14. 14 ones are 14, 28 in 29 only, no? 1 is only carry on. So answer is 2940. Answer is 2940. So what we have seen while doing these problems, many problems we have done, but last division in groups that I will revise. What we have done, we have seen how to divide the available different objects in different groups, or in how many ways we can divide certain given objects in the certain groups of known size. Here also we know the size 2, 2, 4, 2, 3, 3. Then in how many ways we can divide, so in such a way that each group contains such number of elements. That division we have seen by applying this formula, and we have to divide with the number of groups which are of the same size. So 2 groups are of the same size, so divide by 2 factorial. If we have to arrange, then multiply with the number of things in which we have to arrange. If we have to distribute it to 3 persons, then we can arrange in 3 factorial ways. So that completes the theory part. That completes this problems for this session. Now we'll discuss the theory part, right? So quickly we'll discuss some very important concepts. Then I will give another exercise based on today's theory that you can try and ask the doubts. Topic number 1. The number of ways to arrange. The number of ways to arrange n different things in R different groups. It is topic 1 for today, that is the number of ways in which we can arrange n different things in R different groups. Previously we knew the size of the group, but here we are not given the size of the group. Just we have been asked that in how many ways we can arrange n different things in R different groups. If size of the group is not given, then it is our prerogative, our choice to decide the size of the group. Now there can be two possibilities. Possibility 1, that empty groups are allowed. Empty groups are allowed. That we have to divide in R groups, but some groups can be empty also. Case 2 can be empty groups are not allowed. Blank groups or empty groups are not allowed. Not allowed, right? Then first we'll see choice number 1, then we'll look at choice number 2. If empty groups are allowed, then how we can make this distributant? This how we can arrange this? How we can arrange this? N different things in R different groups. Look, there are how many objects? N objects. Let us say first object, second object, third object. There are some N objects, right? And then we have to divide in R groups. To divide in R groups, how many barriers we need? That is what I am saying is, if you have, let us say, this chain. Try to understand. If let us say this is a chain, we have to divide this chain in 3 groups. Then how we can do? Put one barrier here, put one barrier here. This is first group, second group, third group. So to divide in 3 groups, we need 2 barriers. Similarly, these are N objects. We want to divide in R groups. Then how many barriers we require? We require R minus 1 barriers, because R minus 1 barriers will divide this chain into R different objects, R different groups. So we are putting R barriers. R minus 1 barriers. Barrier number 1, barrier number 2, barrier number 3. Total R minus 1 barriers. There is no such barrier, just imagination, and just we have to, for understanding purpose, we are seeing this. Put some barriers. There are N objects. Put R minus 1 barriers that will make the division in R groups. Now, total we have how many objects? N objects and R minus 1 barriers. Total all put together we have N plus R minus 1. N objects and R minus 1 barriers. So it is small n. Small n. N objects and R minus 1 barriers. So total objects are N plus and R minus 1. N objects plus R minus 1 barriers. They can arrange in N plus R minus 1 factorial ways. N things can be arranged in N factorial ways. Total N plus R minus 1 things can be arranged in N plus R minus 1 factorial ways. But out of these total objects, R minus 1 barriers are same, because all the barriers are same. N things are different, but barriers are same. Every barrier is doing the same thing, they are same barriers. So we have to divide with R minus 1 factorial, because R minus 1 things are same. So this is the number of ways in which we can arrange N different things in R different groups such that blank groups or empty groups are allowed. Blank groups or empty groups are allowed. So we have to learn this as a formula, and from where it has come already we have seen. Look, in this case what is the condition? Empty groups are allowed. Empty groups are allowed means all the barriers can come together and other N objects are like this. So these all R minus 1 groups are empty. Only one group contains all the elements. It is also possible, because arrangements means all the possibilities will come. So that everything we have considered. Empty groups are allowed, non-empty groups are allowed, 1 empty, 2 empty, every case is allowed. So total cases are N plus R minus 1 factorial divided by R minus 1 factorial. The number of ways in which N different things can be arranged in R different groups where empty groups are allowed. So total answer is N plus R minus 1 factorial divided by R minus 1 factorial. So this we have to learn. Now come to second case. Second case is where empty groups are not allowed. If empty groups are not allowed, then come to same. There are N objects, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 N objects. Out of these N objects, there are how many spaces in between these objects? Like if there are 3 objects, 1, 2, 3, how many empty spaces in between? 2. That is 3 minus 1. if there are n objects, there are n minus 1 empty spaces in between, right? Out of these n minus 1, select r minus 1, because you have to put r minus 1 barriers. Here we are putting anywhere. In where empty groups are allowed, we can put anywhere and we can arrange. But here we cannot put anywhere because empty groups now are not allowed. Then what we will do, out of available n minus 1 places, we will select r minus 1. And in these r minus 1 places, we will put the barriers. But after putting the barriers, the n objects can arrange in n factorial ways. Barriers cannot arrange. For barriers, we have selected the position and we have placed there. But then objects can arrange n factorial ways. So this is the number of ways in which n objects can be arranged in R groups where empty groups are not allowed. Out of available n minus 1 positions, select r minus 1 positions to put the barriers. Then the objects can arrange in n factorial ways. This and this. So this is the number of arrangements in which empty groups are not allowed. Right? So this is the first concept for arrangement of n different objects in r different groups. Now we'll look at the second concept. All are related. Second is the number of ways to not arrange, distribute. In second concept, we are studying the number of ways in which we can distribute. Look, arrangement means they can arrange, they can change the position, but distribution means we have to only make the groups, no arrangement. So the number of ways in which we can distribute n different things in r different groups where empty groups are allowed. If empty groups are allowed, then what will happen? First object can go to any one group, that is, it has all choices. Second object can go to any group, it again has all choices. So total choices are r power n. So r power n is the total number of ways to distribute n different things in r different groups, because every object will have r choices, whether it go to first, second, third, fourth, or go to rth group. Every thing has r choices. So r power n, because there are n objects. So r into r into r, how many times? N times. So total choices are r power n. Now if empty groups are not allowed, then what will happen? This r power n contains all the possibilities where everything is given to 1, everything is given to only selected 2, everything is given to selected 3. So r power n contains all the possibilities. If empty groups are not allowed, then what will happen? From these total cases, we have to subtract the cases where 1 is empty, any 1 is empty. Then how to do? Out of r groups, select 1. In how many ways it can remain empty? R minus 1 power n, that is, give everything to the remaining r minus 1. Everyone will have r minus 1 choices, so r minus 1 power n. This we have subtracted the cases where 1 is selected, 1 is empty, because we don't want any empty set, any empty group. But then when we are subtracting this where 1 is empty, at least 1 is empty, because this means total possibilities for the remaining r minus 1. That total possibilities for remaining r minus 1 will also have the possibility where everything is given to 1, everything is given to 2, everything is given to 3. So it contains all the possibilities where at least 1 is empty, but more than 1 is can also be empty. So that we have subtracted, so that we have to add. Then what will happen? Plus RC2 r minus 2 power n. Then again we have to subtract, because we have added this. Again we have to subtract the cases where 3 we have added. Here we have added 3, here we have added 3, here we have subtracted 3. So 2 times we have added, 1 times we have subtracted. So 1 time we have to subtract again. So it is RC3 into r minus 3 power n. So this will continue up to the point RC r minus 1, up to the point where we will get 0. So no need to learn the last digit, because automatically it will stop at 0, because r minus r will become 0. So alternately we have to go with plus and minus, and we'll get the answer. So this is a very, very important concept, and it is very useful also. Directly you will get an answer based on this concept. You will get many problems based on this concept, and there are different ways in different books. It will be solved in different ways, but this is the sure shot method in which we can find a number of ways to distribute n things in r different groups where empty groups are not allowed. Do alternate plus minus plus minus. Why alternate plus minus? Because first we have added, then one time we have to subtract the case where 1 is empty, but we have also subtracted where 2 are empty, so 2 can be empty, so add that once, then so like that we can get the answer, right? So learn this, and some concept behind it also I have given to you. This is very important, like putting this directly will get the answer. So number of ways in which we can distribute n different things in r different groups where empty groups are allowed and empty groups are not allowed. Then third concept is the number of ways to distribute n identical things. First two concepts we have seen n different things. Now we are seeing n identical things in r different groups such that empty groups are allowed and empty groups are not allowed. So problems like this we can do by multinomial theorem. Problems like this can be done by multinomial theorem. Multinomial theorem, what is that? This multinomial theorem says that we have to distribute n identical things in r different groups, and empty groups are allowed. So with first thing we can either x power 0, so here powers represents the group in which it is going, so x power 0, or it can be x power 1, or it can be x power 2, maximum it can be x power r, right? Up to x power n and this power r, right? So what is happening is there are how many groups? There are r groups. Group number 1 will have how many elements? We don't know. Empty groups are allowed. So group number 1 can have 0 objects, it can have 1 object, it can have 2 objects, or it can have 3 objects, or maximum it can have n objects. And second group again can have 0 object, or 1 object, or 2 object, or n objects, and third objects can also have this. So there are how many times? And r times, because there are r groups. So every group will have this or this or this or this, so r groups, this power r. And what we want? We want to distribute n things in r different groups. So we have to find the coefficient of x power n in this. That is the answer. This is nothing but multinomial theorem. It is nothing but multinomial theorem. In multinomial theorem, what we do is we write the possibilities as that we can take, there are n things, n identical things. So in group number 1, either we can take 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or n. And another bracket, second group, we can have either 0, 1, 2 or n. So how many times? R times. So this power r. But what we want? Total we want n. Total of all the groups should be n. So we have to find the coefficient of x power n in this multiplication. That will give the answer. That is number of ways to distribute n identical things in r different groups. So we'll do some problems and we will understand the application of this method. That we'll understand by doing some problems. But in this case, what answer will come? Coefficient of x power n, we can apply it is a GP, geometric progression. Apply the formula for GP and we can find the coefficient of x power n is n plus r minus 1 c r minus 1. So this is the answer. The number of ways to distribute n identical things in r different groups is n plus r minus 1, c r minus 1, where empty groups are allowed. If empty groups are not allowed, then this x bar 0 is not a possibility, either x bar 1 or x bar 2, maximum x bar n. Here power represents the number of objects in that group. There are how many groups? R groups. Here also we want total x bar, total n. So coefficient of x bar n in this is your answer. Then in this case the answer will come n minus 1c r minus 1. N minus 1c r minus 1 if empty groups are not allowed. If empty groups are allowed, it is n plus r minus 1c r minus 1. How we are doing this? It is a GP. Apply the formula for GP, and then one more important thing we have to remember, very important thing, that 1 minus x power minus n, coefficient of x power r in this is n plus r minus 1c r. Applying this, we can find a coefficient of anything. In this case it will become like this. So directly we can learn, if empty groups are allowed, it is n plus r minus 1 c r minus 1. If empty groups are not allowed, it is n minus 1 c r minus 1. Now we'll do some problems. We'll take maybe 15 to 20 minutes more to complete this session. Then I will upload the exercise, and this finishes the theory part of the chapter permutation and combination. Now you have to try the problems, and you can ask the doubts. One problem we will do. This problem is, in how many ways 5 different balls can be arranged into 3 different boxes such that empty box is not allowed. So every box you have to give at least 1. In how many ways we can distribute 5 different balls we can arrange 5 different balls in 3 different rows such that empty box is not allowed. Okay. If empty box was not allowed, the number of ways in which we can arrange, the formula was n minus 1 c r minus 1 into n factorial. N minus 1 c r minus 1. We have to select r minus 1 positions to put r minus 1 barriers out of the available n minus 1 choices. N minus 1 c r minus 1, then n things can arrange in n factorial ways. So what is n here? 5 different balls. So it is n minus 1 4 in 3 groups. So r minus 1 is 2 into 5 factorial. What is 4c2? It is 6. What is 5 factorial? 120. 120 into 6 is 720. So 720 is the answer. Now in the same problem, if instead of arranged, it is given distributed. If it is given distributed, then what we will do? Distributed means total methods are r power n, that is 3 power 5, minus rc1, 3c1 into r minus 1 power 5, plus rc2 into r minus 2 power 5, minus rc3 into r minus r power 5, which is 0. So only this is the answer. Alternate plus minus. 3 power 5 is 243, minus 2 power 5 is 32. 32 into 3 is 96, plus 3 to 3. So the answer is 246 minus 96, which is 150. So in this case answer is 150. Now again in the same problem, if instead of different balls it is given identical balls, in the same problem, if 5 identical balls can be distributed, in how many ways can be distributed in 3 different boxes, then what will be the answer? This is for arranged. this is for distributed, and this is for identical, and identical cannot arrange, they can only distribute, right? Identical distribution. Then in this case, what was the answer? Empty groups are not allowed. So n minus 1 C r minus 1. What is n minus 1? 4. C r minus 1, which is 2. So this is 6. So answer is only 6. So same kind of problem can come in 3 different ways. So answer will depend on the language of the problem. So now we will do one more problem. One more problem we will do to understand the multinomial theorem. The problem is, in how many ways our examiner can assign 30 marks to how many problems? 8 questions giving not less than 2 marks to any question. So the problem is, in how many ways our examiner can distribute marks to 30 marks to 8 questions, giving not less than 2 marks to any question. If he is giving 2 marks to every question, total will be 16, because 8 questions and total, but we want to make a paper of 30 marks. So some problems will give 2 marks, some 3 marks, some 4 marks, to make the total as 30. Total we have to make 30, and we have to distribute marks to 8 questions. Minimum is 2. In how many ways we can do? Here caveat is, marks and points is not allowed. Either we have to assign 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 10. That is not given in the problem, but that is, we have to take it like that, because if we are taking marks in decimals also, the number of possibilities will become infinite. So that infinite can also be the answer, but we cannot take marks in points. We have to distribute some natural numbers, more than 2 and less than 30. Less than 30 means less than 7 to 14, less than 16. Any one problem cannot take more than 16 marks. So we will see how to make this distribution. Take question number 1. Question number 1 can be given either 2 marks or 3 marks or 4 marks or 5 marks, like this, or it can be up to x power 16. X power 16, not more than x power 16, because otherwise all other problems we cannot give 2 to 2 each, right? Maximum x power 16. Power r, how many problems? 8 problems. First problem, this possibility, and multiplied, second bracket, third bracket, so 8 brackets, so power 8. So what is the answer? We want total as 30. So coefficient of x power 30 in this expansion will be our answer. Take x square common, and this x power 8 will become x power 16. So that means coefficient of x power 14 in this. X power 16 will be cancelled with this. From 30 remove 16, we will be left with 14. Coefficient of x power 14 in 1 plus x plus this up to x power 14, power 8. Right? Now, this is a GP. What is the sum of GP? A r power n minus 1. What is r? 1 minus r power n. What is r? X. What is n? 15 upon 1 minus r. Total 8 is with both the things. We have put the formula for sum of GP. A 1 minus r, A 1 minus r power n over 1 minus r. total power 8. Now this 1 minus x power 8 we are taking to numerator. It will become 1 minus x power minus 8. Now what will happen? It is we can expand by binomial expansion, no problem in this. We will have 1 plus nx, that is 8 into x power 15. Other things will be more than x power 15. So second term itself has become x power 15. We want coefficient of x power 14. So all other higher power terms we can neglect. We will only take 1 from this bracket. From bracket number 2, what is the general term? N plus r minus 1 CR into x power r, where r will vary from 0 to infinity. It is a general term, binomial expansion. It is binomial theorem, it is binomial expansion. Just now I told you general term for this case. N plus r minus 1 CR x power r. We want coefficient of x power 14. So put r equal to 14. Putting r equal to 14 will get 8 plus 14 minus 1 CR. What is CR? R is 14. So this is the coefficient for x power 14. So answer is 13 plus 8, 21C 14. It is the answer. We can also write as at 21C 7. So this is the answer. Right? So like this we can use the multinomial theorem to solve problems like this. Now I will give the exercise. More problems will be given that you can practice and you will understand better. Now we'll do another important concept, that is derangement. That is derangement. Dearrangement. What is dearrangement? Dearrangement means the number of ways in which n things can be arranged such that none of them goes to the right place. What is the right place? We'll understand with the most cliche example, that is example of envelopes. It is used everywhere. So what is that example? Let us say we have it is a Happy New Year. We are celebrating New Year. We want to distribute 3 cards, 3 greeting cards for wishing Happy New Year. Now this card is meant for your uncle. This envelope, these are envelopes. This envelope is meant for your maybe friend. This envelope is meant for your, let us say, neighbor. Neighbor is not uncle, both are different, right? So these 3 envelopes you have, and you have 3 different cards. You have to post these cards to neighbor. Also you are putting post to give some surprise. Then what will happen? You bought one particular card for uncle, one particular card for friend, one particular card for neighbor. But while putting these cards in these envelopes, the card which was for uncle goes to some other place. The card which was for neighbor goes to some other place. The card which was for friend goes to some other place. Like that there is mismatch. That is, none of the card went to the right place. None of them went to the right place. So this condition is known as dearrangement. Derangement, dearrangement, derangement, 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 derangement. Derangement means there are n objects and none of them went to the right place. Right place means designated place. Everything went to the wrong place. So that is known as derangement. So that is a direct formula we have to apply to find the number of ways in which derangement can occur. If there are n objects and none of them goes to the designated or correct designated place, n objects and none of them went to the designated place, then number of ways in which this can happen is n factorial into 1 minus 1 by 1 factorial plus 1 by 2 factorial minus 1 by 3 factorial plus 1 by 4 factorial. Like this, alternate plus and minus up to the point where we are getting 1 by n factorial in the denominator. Yes or no? Whether we are getting plus or minus, that will depend on n. So minus 1 power n into 1 by n factorial. So this is the direct formula to find the number of derangements. Number of derangement means there are n objects and n envelopes, and none of them goes to the designated place. So total methods are n factorial into this. Right? Directly we can apply this formula and we can get the answer. Now one more important concept we will understand quickly. Let us say there are m points in a space. There are m points in a space and n points in space, total n points, and m are collinear. Out of total n points, m are collinear. Then how many lines we can make? Total number of lines are NC2, take any 2 points, join them, we can get a line. But minus MC2, because m are collinear. M are collinear means we can get MC2 lines, but actually we will get only one line. So minus MC2 plus 1. Plus 1 because actually we will get only one line. So this is the number of lines we can make. Second, number of triangles we can make. To make a triangle, what we can do? From these n, select any 3 points, minus the cases where all the 3 are from the collinear points. That cases we have to subtract. So these are the number of triangles. These are the number of lines. Then third case, number of quadrilaterals. Number of quadrilaterals, how we can make? Total NC4, take 4 points. So out of n points, select 4 points, you will get a quadrilateral. But if 3 are collinear, then we cannot get the MC3 and n minus MC1. 3 from m, n minus m remaining, we are selecting 1. This case we will not get a quadrilateral. And also, if all are from collinear, then also we will not get a quadrilateral. So this minus this plus this will get the number of quadrilaterals. So this is another important concept. Pretty easy also. We will get problems like this. So this is, we can get problems like this. Now we can do another problem, that is another kind of problem we can get in permutation and combination, that is rank in dictionary. Rank in dictionary. We will do one example here. We are doing the concept rank in dictionary. We know in dictionary all the words are arranged in alphabetical manner. That is, first words with A will come, then words with B, then words with C, like that. They will be arranged in alphabetical manner. So we will see what is the position of India in the dictionary among the letters which are made of these 5 letters I N D I A. Here what is happening is, first A comes, A is only one time. Then D comes, it is only one times. Then I comes, it is 2 times. Then N comes, it is 1 time. Then from all the words, how many words we can get? 5 factorial by 2 factorial, because 2i are similar. So these many words you can make. From these many words, what is the position of India in the as per dictionary arrangement? So we will see how to find this. In dictionary, first we will get the words which are starting with A. It is a 5-letter word. So first we are taking the words which are starting with A. The words which are starting with A, put A here. How many are left? 4. They can arrange in 4 factorial by 2 factorial ways. Then second we will see the words which are starting with D. Put D here. They can again arrange in 4 factorial by 2 factorial ways. Then third we will see the words which are starting with I. If it is starting with I, then here A will come first. In dictionary, word starting with I, first A will come. If A has come here, then how many are left? D, I, N. They can arrange in 3 factorial ways. Then fourth case, I. Then A is not here. If A is not here, D will come here. Then again they can arrange in 3 factorial ways. Then fifth case, I has come here. After D, what will come? Again I will come. They can arrange in again 3 factorial ways. Then again sixth case, 5-letter word, I has come here, N has come here. Then again A will come here. If A will come here, they can arrange in 2 factorial ways, remaining 2. Seventh case, I has come here, N has come here, D will come. Then AI, it is one case. Then next case will be our required case, India, right? Count all these cases, the next place is for India. So this is what? 12. This is what? 12. This is what? 6. This is 6. This is 6. This is 2. This is 1. 12, 12, 14. 12, 12, 24 plus 12, 36, 42, 44, 45. So 46th position is for India. 46th place as per dictionary is for India. But it is not position in some Olympics or something. Their position will be only first. But as per dictionary, the place of writing the name will be 46th, right? So like this we can do the problems where the sequence, we have to arrange the words in the sequence of the dictionary. That is, first we'll start with letters starting with A, then B, then C, then D, like this. Then one more problem, one more concept we'll discuss, then that will complete the theory part. That is gap method. Many problems will come from this concept, that is gap method. What is gap method? Gap method, in gap method, problems will be like there are certain objects of one kind, certain objects of another kind. We have to arrange them in such a way that no 2 are together, no 3 are together, or they are alternate, like that. Problems will come under the heading gap method. So we'll do one problem to understand this. Let us say there are 4 girls and 6 boys in a class. We have to arrange them in such a way that no 2 girls should come together. No 2 girls should come together. We have to arrange in such a way. Then in how many ways we can do? Total we have 6 boys, boy number 1, boy number 2, boy number 3, boy number 4, boy number 5, and boy number 6. Since there is no condition for boys, call the boys, ask them to stand in a row, right? Then after boys have arranged, there are how many spaces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 boys, so 7 spaces. Out of these 7 spaces, select 4 spaces for girls and tell them to go to these spaces, and they can arrange in 4 factorial ways. And the boys can interchange their positions in 6 factorial ways. So this is the answer, in which we can arrange 6 boys and 4 girls such a way that no 2 girls are together. 7c 4 into 6 factorial into 4 factorial. Like this, many problems we can make, many problems we can do where the concept is same. We have to arrange in such a way that particular things are together or particular things are separated, like this arrangements. You have to do more and more practice, and you have to learn by that. Concept is only same. NCR is number of ways in which we can select R objects out of n different objects. NPR is number of ways in which we can arrange R different objects out of n different objects. Then division in groups. In division of groups, we can also study the arrangement, and in division of groups, it is possible that we know the group size and we may not know the group size. So that is all for today. Now I will upload the next practice session, and that completes the chapter permutation and combination. Please, if you have not seen and if you have left any session, please go to that session, attend that session carefully. Try to note down the important points, and if you are following these 4 sessions religiously, then I am sure you will be able to solve all the problems which will come in your boards or which will come in your IIT JEE papers. And then most important part is practice. If in some problems you feel some new concept has come, you put it in the comment section, that I will discuss and I will explain. right? So that is all for today. Thank you.